All right, folks, good morning. All right, let's get started. So, for today, Friday, July 26th, we have the following. 8:30 a.m., we've got core PCE price index month over month that already came out as expected. Personal income month over month came in lower than expected, and personal spending month over month came in as expected. At 10 a.m., we'll have revised U of M consumer sentiment and revised U of M inflation expectations. And all day long, we'll have the G20 meetings. The consumer sentiment is expected to have a moderate impact on the markets. Now, as far as the NASDAQ, we're going to look at the QQQ ETF as always. Taking a look at that, we can see that yesterday we were at first bearish. There was a pretty sharp move down, then we went bullish, and then we went back down again. So pretty volatile day of large swings in price. And as of right now, the market is going to gap higher than where it closed yesterday. But the opening of the current price that we're seeing now is comparable to the closing price that we saw yesterday. Or sorry, the opening price I meant to say that we saw yesterday. So taking a look at stocks which were active yesterday, we have mostly bearish opportunities. So let's go over them really quickly here. First up is NVIDIA, which was bearish. That's the part we were taking advantage of. It was able to go down to our target number 2 to the downside of 107.57. Meta, META, was able to do the same. It reached our target number 2 to the downside of 443.35 before reversing. Netflix, same thing, able to reach our target number 2 to the downside of 625.81 before trading down to a low of 621.70 and then sharply reversing like the other stocks did. Same thing for Amazon, although Amazon did not reach target number 2, it bottomed out at 176.80. Target number 2 to the downside for that was 176.34. Nevertheless, a good move down. Tesla was bullish. It was able to reach target number 1 to the upside, 221.52. Then it had a massive pullback, then a rebound. Eventually, it topped out at 226, but after they first moved down from the rally, that was about it for what we were looking at. Next up, we have Cisco Systems, which was able to reach target number 1 to the upside of 48. But then after that, it was unable to go any farther and reversed its direction. Same thing for Mondelez. It traveled up, was able to reach target number 1 to the upside of 67.39. But then after going about halfway to target number 2, it fully reversed. And then lastly, we had Microsoft MSFT, which was able to reach target number 2 to the downside of 417.82. Then after touching that, it quickly turned around, but it didn't go fully back up. It only went back to its target number 1 to the downside before turning down again and reaching target number 2 a second time. Okay, so mostly a bearish day, lots of bearish opportunities, and the bullish opportunities didn't really play out. All right, taking a look at the pre-market, here's what we got so far. We currently have CarMax, I'm sorry, not CarMax, which is currently up about 21% on 1.6 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. So we will go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list for stocks. The symbol is CMAX. Next up, we have CREV, EV, which is currently up 76% on 4.1 million shares. It is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list. Next up, we have DXCM, which is sharply down. Dexcom. After earnings, this is down 37.88% on 1.8 million shares. It's trading at about $67 a share. DXCM. That is down again off of a obviously poor earnings report that came out. Um, and we have sharply lower estimates across the board. The stock has been sharply downgraded on average by about $50 to $60 a share. So pretty steep there. So we'll definitely look at that. Next up is EVRI. I'm sorry, that's the NYSE stock. Never mind. Next up is Nvidia's up overnight, but not up enough. It's up about 3.5%, I think. Let's see. Yep. And it's not up enough, but worth noting that that's on a pretty sharp move up. But that's basically following the rest of the market, in my opinion. Next up is POAI, which is currently down 20% on 1.7 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we will go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list for stocks. Next up is SERV. That's only up 3%, so not up enough, so we'll have to skip that one. And finally, we have WINT, which is currently up 127%. 9.5 million shares have traded, and it's at least $1 per share, so we will go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list for stocks. Now, if you folks see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. So far, these are the stocks that we found that I'm posting right now. Now, what we're looking for are NASDAQ listed stocks, which are currently trading at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume, which also are at least $1 per share in the pre-market. And lastly, they must have achieved at least a 6% price change, positive or negative. All right, Jen, you're mentioning RR. Let's take a look at that. All right, Rich Tech Robotics currently up 9.73% on 2.4 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share, so we will go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list. And NVDL, which of course is the NVIDIA ETF, that is currently up 5.92%, so it's not up 6%, close, but not up enough. But all the other stats, of course, are fine. So I'll go ahead and add it, although it's not up exactly enough, but it's close. So NVDL has been added to our list. All right, folks, again, if you see any other stocks that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. We just added 2 new symbols. And while you're at it, please go ahead and like the video, the broadcast. I see we have 9 likes, but more than 9 people are definitely watching. So please make sure to hit that like button, smash the like button. It greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications whenever a new video is posted or whenever the broadcast starts. Okay? All right. So we'll wrap up for today's Pre-Market Pulse. Thank you. If anyone's watching this video on a replay, please check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description of this video. Other than that, for everyone else, I'll see you for Monday's Pre-Market Pulse. And for those in the coaching program, I will see you there in 25 minutes. Okay? All right, folks, have a good one. Trade well. Take care.